Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Yana and this is The Scented, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a few of my favorite fragrances that make me feel empowered. With International Women's Day just around the corner, I thought it would be the perfect time to share a few empowering fragrances for women. These are not going to be obnoxious, bold fragrances. This is not about catching attention and being loud and anything of that sort. And the fragrances here are not super masculine either. So the idea here is to be bold and empowered in your femininity. And a lot of these fragrances have a classic, timeless elegance to them. They are very classy fragrances and they are powerful and empowering in their striking, beautiful femininity. So let's get right into it. So the first fragrance that I want to share with you guys is none other than a Chanel, and this is Chanel Coco Noir. This one I reach for a lot in the cooler weather. It is a spicy, warm fragrance. It still has that typical Chanel vibe. As you guys know, Chanel has this very specific kind of fizzly aldehydic element to it, and it's common across all Chanel fragrances. I pick it up in all of them anyway, even if it's not listed. And it also is very strong on the clove, along with rose, geranium. There's a lot of deep resinous notes in here. This doesn't project too much. It does stay close to the skin, but when you catch whiffs of it off of yourself throughout the day, you just feel like a strong boss lady, and that's how I feel when I wear Chanel Coco Noir. I think it's just perfect for any occasion, but more so for the cooler weather. I don't find myself reaching for this too much in the warm weather, but it's a great empowering fragrance for when it's a little bit chillier outside. And I'm gonna put it right next to my beautiful Roses Forever that I keep here on my nightstand. You guys may have noticed them, and I'll show you close up. I absolutely love these roses. They are preserved roses, and they're from a company called Rose Forever. They're based in New York, and they make these incredible arrangements. They have all sorts of sizes. I like this black velvet, even though I have 3 pets and the fur gets stuck to it and I have to clean it constantly. I just love the look of this black velvet and this ivory rose. And so they'll last upwards of a year, which is so much better than any old regular bouquet. Anyway, for International Women's Day, they are running a sale of $20 off your order if you guys use my promo code TheScented20, and they're also offering free shipping. So definitely check out Rose Forever. I think their arrangements are to die for. The next one I want to get is the crystal box because it has this little drawer and I think it's the cutest thing in the world, and I can keep my jewelry in there. But for now, I have this beautiful black velvet one. Anyway, moving on, we have Jo Malone Velvet Rose and Oud. This is a very sexy, sweet fragrance. This is probably the sweetest one on this list, and it reminds me a little bit of Oud Satin Mood from Francis Kurkdjian, but that one is like pulling out all the stops, very bold, very special occasion, where this one is a little bit more dialed down, and this can be a daily wear. And this fragrance makes you feel like one of those 007 women. It makes you feel like you have a little something special, a little something more than most women. It's just beautiful. The first time that I smelled this in Sephora, I smelled it and I'm not even joking. I said to the girl, the rep at Sephora, I said, "Why is this so freaking good? Why is this so good?" Like, I couldn't understand because I wasn't really blown away by many Jo Malones, but this one blew me away. And if you guys are scared of an oud note, don't be, because it is so incredibly subtle in here. I am pretty sure there's no natural oud in here, and whatever trace of oud is in here is very, very soft. It's very gentle and it's very velvety, and it's about like more of a sweet, jammy rose. I will also say I've heard that being compared to Oud Bouquet from Lancôme. I'm gonna come out now and say I do not like Oud Bouquet. I cannot wear it. There is something sharp about it. There is something bothersome about it. Velvet Rose and Oud is a lot more softer and a lot more cozy, and even though it has a little bit of spiciness to it, there's no sharpness. The spiciness comes from clove and it's just smooth. It's very, very smooth. So my favorite Rose and Ouds are Oud Satin Mood from MFK, as I've mentioned many a times, and Velvet Rose and Oud from Jo Malone, which I feel is more wearable on a daily basis, albeit also more in the cooler weather, which we're still in here in Canada. Let's lighten it up a little bit with a Narciso. So this is Narciso Rouge. I have the big old jumbo cube and I adore this. Of course, it's on this list. This is a soft, slightly sweet, musky, powdery, vanillic scent that has a classic rose and iris and tuberose. So it lends a little bit of sweetness. It's sweeter than most Narcisos, so it's not sharp at all. It has a little bit of that makeup-y scent, and this is like quiet and sultry. This is one of those women that just take the room, but they don't have much to say. They just walk in and it's all eyes on them, and there's something special about them. They have a little trick in their pocket. This is the trick in their pocket. It's just so beautiful. The next fragrance on this list matches my blouse, and it is Dior Addict. I haven't spoken about this fragrance very much, but I do love it. This bottle's from 2009. So it is a little bit more complex, but I do have the newer formulation and they are extremely similar. This one's a little bit more deep, complex, long-lasting, and far projecting. It has more notes in it. And it's stunning. It's a really beautiful vanilla. It is not too sweet. So if you're thinking of a sweet vanilla, this isn't really it. This is more of a rich, powerful, like powdery jasmine vanilla. There's jasmine in here for sure. There's petitgrain. It's like a little bit of almost like an herbaceous green touch in the opening, and it does bear a slight resemblance to Manifesto. But Manifesto is like the more young, playful sister of Dior Addict. Like this is serious, grown-up, lawyer, take charge, older sister of Manifesto. But I think if you like Manifesto, you will like this. Manifesto from YSL, by the way, which is actually one of my favorite vanillas. But this is close behind. This is more of a powerful scent. So Manifesto's not in this list because it's softer and more playful, cuddly. This is more of a take charge and empowering fragrance. So that is Dior Addict. The older formulation you guys can get your hands on, the better. I know that they're hard to come by, but I'm telling you, even the newer one is very good. I have I believe the 2018 bottle. It's the current formulation. It is still very, very good, still very striking and very bold. So don't be afraid of the newer formulation. The next fragrance on this list is Bottega Veneta Eau de Velours, and I have spoken about this one a few times, but it is such an empowering fragrance. This is vampy. I've called it vampy before. It is like no smiles, just you take the room and you take charge and nobody will like say a word to you. People are scared of you when you wear this. It is intimidating. This is intimidating. It's a little bit spicy. It's got rose, plum, leather, patchouli. It's quite dry. There's no sweetness to this. There's no sweetness when you're a boss bee. And it's exactly that. It's exactly that. I love to wear it to work. I love the effect I get from it. I love smelling it on myself, and it really does make me feel empowered. So I wear this on days when I need a confidence boost. I call this my confidence elixir, and you guys definitely need to check out Bottega Veneta Eau de Velours. Don't be afraid of the leather note. It is not too bold. Also, I want to say, if you guys have ever tried Gris Dior and you like that scent, like from the Dior Private Collection, you probably will also enjoy offerings from Bottega Veneta. I'm not saying they're dupes at all, but it lends a similar effect. So if you like one, you're likely to enjoy the other. Next is Mugler Alien, which I'm gonna glaze over super duper quick because I don't want to be too repetitive, but as you guys know, this is one of my favorite fragrances. It is one of my favorites for a reason. I feel like I can take on the world when I have this. It is very sexy. I just feel like I control the room with this. But it is not for everyone, and not all men like this. And this isn't really about, like, this video is not really about being super sexy. It's about being empowered. And this fragrance does make me feel empowered. It's a jasmine woody fragrance. It's very interesting. It's very unusual, but I'm sure that you guys have smelled it and know about it. So that is all I will say, but I do love it. Next we have Shalamar, and this is Soufflé de Lumière. I love the Soufflé de Lumière flanker. It is mostly about lemon. It's a little bit of a bitter lemon with vanilla, and it's an interesting fluffiness about it, but not sweet. No sweetness, and most of the fragrances here, they don't have a sweetness. A powderiness maybe, but no sweetness. This is about vanilla. Vanilla is similar to what you would find in the original Shalamar, which by the way is also a very empowering fragrance and belongs on this list, except for that I cannot wear the original, so it would be unfair for me to talk about it, I feel. But I do love the flanker, and this, I don't know if it's discontinued, but you can still find it. The Soufflé de Lumière flanker is like a lemony, fresh version. This is another one I really love wearing to work. You know what? Now that I'm talking about all of these, I think I should do a video on my favorite office fragrances, or my favorite fragrances to wear to work. And if I were to do that video, which I will, this will be in that video. Spoiler alert. Shalamar from Guerlain, the original one, that one came out in the 1920s, and that was the flapper era. That was the time when women gained the right to vote, when it was a huge movement for female empowerment. So which other fragrance better to embody empowerment than Shalamar? But I personally prefer a more modern take on it. This one I think actually came out in 2018, so it's quite new. So I hope it's not discontinued because it hasn't actually been around for a very long time. But this one I can wear very easily, and it's bold enough for me. The next fragrance is Citizen Queen from Juliette Hazagun. I have never spoken about this fragrance, and I haven't heard many people speak about it, but I am wearing it today and I have it on my hand. And this fragrance has such an interesting classic touch. This smells like a boudoir. If you think of the cabaret, like the classic cabaret, think feather boas and can. Imagine the boudoir, the changing room that smells of makeup and leather and sex. Like, that's what kind of this fragrance smells like. It's cheeky. It's very, very cheeky, and I really like it. I'm gonna give it another spray. Okay, we'll wait for the alcohol to evaporate because it does need to evaporate. But I really like it. It has this like interesting underlying animalic quality, and this is like think of a classic woman that just controls men with her like sexiness. Like, that's kind of what this is. Just think of the cabaret. That's what it is. An old school strip club, right? I hope I didn't offend anyone with that statement. But Citizen Queen does have iris, so you can expect that powderiness. It's got rose, those clean aldehydes, like those fresh soapy aldehydes, along with leather. Very interesting juxtaposition of clean notes and dirty notes. It's such an underrated fragrance. And the name Citizen Queen, I just think is very charming. Like, any lady can be a queen, and it just feels very empowering to have a name like Citizen Queen, because there's not just one queen, we can all be queens. Now we're down to the last two fragrances, and this one is from M. Micallef, and it's called Gayak. I only have a little teeny tiny guy because it was decanted for me from Micallef. And I just love how this smells. This is a beautiful, smoky, woody vanilla scent. Not like By the Fireplace, even though I've heard it be compared to it, but I cannot stand By the Fireplace. It smells like a campfire. This does not. This is elegant, warm, spicy, cuddly, and it reminds me of my unicorn fragrance, Theorema from Fendi, which is long discontinued. I love this. It is like balsamic, rich, warm, like it makes you feel warm, and the smoky woodiness that's blended from the Gayak wood is just, it smells so pure, it smells so real. And yeah, if you like a smoky woody scent but you don't like too smoky, this is the one, but I obviously have a picture of the real bottle on the screen. Now, I don't know if this one's getting discontinued because I did see it in their last chances section on the M. Micallef website. I hope it's not. I hope it's just on sale. It would be a real shame if this one was gone, because this along with Ylang and Gold are my two favorites, and this is just, it's a very empowering, woody, bold, smoky fragrance. I would wear this out. I would wear this to an event, and I would wear this just on a cozy winter night. It's bold and it's powerful, and I will say this is probably the most unisex fragrance on this list, but still quite feminine. And we're down to the final fragrance, and of course I had to save the most timeless for last, and this is Chanel No. 5 Eau de Parfum. I know I've been talking to you guys about No. 5 L'Eau, but I got the original No. 5 Eau de Parfum, and it is stunning. And it's funny how our tastes change, because I never liked this fragrance before. I never liked it 5 years ago, but I am loving it now. And it does make you feel like a classic, elegant lady, like Marilyn Monroe, who used to wear this, or Audrey Hepburn, you know, because I have brown hair, so I have to think of someone who has brown hair as well. Somebody like that, somebody who has this timeless classic elegance. It's a little bit soapy, it's a little bit spicy and woody and floral, and so very Chanel. This has an old world charm about it. It's actually very, very pleasant. I don't know why I disliked it before. Perhaps I was too immature and too young for it, but I think the moment you turn 30, you need to lay your nose on No. 5 if you disliked it before. Because now I'm 31 and I haven't smelled this, honestly, in about 5 years. Then I went and purchased it. Just was like, you know what? I need No. 5. And I love it. I hecking love it. It is so empowering, so timeless, so elegant. There really is a reason why this is still the #1 selling fragrance worldwide, even after 100 years. And yeah, it's turning 100 years old. This fragrance came out in 1921, so this year is 100 years of Chanel No. 5, which is partially the reason why I felt I needed a bottle. And if you guys haven't seen my best-selling fragrances in the world video, check that one out next, because this one's in there and lots of other interesting ones. That concludes my list of empowering fragrances for women, and I wish you guys all an amazing International Women's Day. I hope you feel empowered and beautiful and appreciated. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.